as I just told the team out there, I think as a coach you're never prepared for this moment, quite what to say. But specifically about the ball game, they just played better than we did. We showed a lot of guts. Bobby and Mike on very short rests, come out and pitch their hearts out. But TCU just a better club tonight and yesterday. They came out the last after losing the first day, and I would say found themselves here, and especially offensively and playing with so much confidence, and got so many big hits today here at the end with runners in scoring position, a couple of home runs by Elander and who was the other one? Woody, and just some great at bats. They competed hard, they play hard, well coached, and you got to tip your hat.
Bobby, talk about starting again today and just your preparation coming into that.
I just want to come out here and give the team the best chance they could to win. Did do a great job of that tonight, and just had a battle, and we played our hearts out tonight, and I left everything I had out there, and it just wasn't enough tonight.
Bobby, what was different in the fourth for you? Were you leaving balls up? Was that fatigue, or could you just talk about that inning there?
Just a couple bad pitches on my part. I didn't make an adjustment quick enough, and that's my fault. I just left two fastballs, held high, and I got some good swings off it. And that's what happens when you make mistakes.
Mike, how did you think Mike came in, coming in relief after that?
I thought both him and Bobby pitched well. I really do. When you look at stuff, and there's one thing. Bobby, I thought made a couple mistakes, as he mentioned, with fastballs. But there's another thing to make mistakes. They have to hit them. And a lot of times Bobby's stuff's so good that even when he makes mistakes, people can't hit it. But I thought Mike was fine. Somebody we found out later after the game that his fastballs were ranging in the low 90s early on. I think he got tired and the stress of being out there and so much pressure on him that he lost obviously a little velocity there at the end. But when he came in, he looked terrific.
Alex, y'all were getting a lot of balls on the ground against Scharf. Could you talk about what he was doing to make that happen? And what's the view like with that delivery?
It's tough. We were trying to preach to get the barrel out. And I think we were all, after the first couple innings against him, I think we were all making a conscious effort to do that. But from the angle that he's throwing it from, it's tough to pick up where the pitch is going to be. Whether or not it's going to be in the strike zone. With Morrison has more sink on his ball, but you can see the ball out of his hand a little bit easier. So it's easier to decide when not to swing. And Scharf, just speaking for myself every time, I thought I was going to be on time. I told myself before the pitch to be on time for the pitch, and it's just tough to because he throws with velocity from down low. So he did a great job in the whole regional against everybody.
Alex, you guys got so much offense the first 2 days, and it was kind of a return to some missed opportunities, especially in the early innings tonight. What happened? What was the difference?
Honestly, we just didn't get the hits. It's not a mindset change. It's I don't think you can call it anything. It's just not coming through and getting the hits when you need them. And that's why TCU won tonight. They put up I think two runs in 3 separate innings and then scored a run in between those innings. So that's why they won tonight.
Alex, I know it's a difficult time, but good chance you'll be a high MLB draft pick. Did you think about that at all tonight or this weekend? This could be your last days as a Rebel?
No, not really. I was trying to focus on each inning, each game. We came out and got these first 2 wins, and I think if you ask anybody after those first 2 games, we were 100% sure that we were going to a super regional, and that was all I could think about. It was really exciting, but I couldn't be prouder of the way we competed. It's just a tough break.
Mike, just talk about a little bit about being 2-0 in the regional, and then how you pieced together the pitching and brought the guys back, and some of the thought processes to try to win one more.
Well, we realize that you got to win the one game, to move on, and you got to go with your aces when they say they can do it. And so when, actually Bobby, yesterday in the press conference here, I had my phone off, Bobby's on the bus, and he texted me to make sure that I knew that he was going to start, today's game. And so you got to love the competitiveness of him and Myers and guys that want the ball. But so they made it easy. They won. They were healthy and felt good and were ready to do it. And maybe just as important, they wanted to do it. They, great team guys and guys that wanted to be in the fire, when the game's on the line. And we had some young guys, and obviously a lot of guys that didn't pitch, this weekend. But we went with the guys, that got us here.
Mike used 6 pitchers in 4 games. Is development of those guys going to be the key in the offseason to?
Yeah, it will be. But last year at this time, I don't know if everybody thought Bobby Wall would be Bobby Wall, and I don't know if everybody thought Mike Myers would be Mike Myers. And there's something to be said for growing up a little bit in your freshman year. And I think Buchanan and Laxer and Smith and Ellis and a lot of those young guys, Greenwood, a lot of those guys that pitched in college for the first time, they pitched a lot. We pitched a lot of young guys this year, and which ones are going to be the next Bobby Wall, I don't know yet. But the good news for us is we get Bobby Wall back, and we get Myers back, and we get all those freshmen back that pitched so much this year. So the future's bright, obviously.
Got time for 1 or 2 more.
Mike, could you talk about the difference maybe that you saw in the TCU order between what you all saw the first game and maybe how they approached the game tonight? Was there a huge difference in how they approached the game?
They're playing with a lot of confidence, a lot more confidence than I think when they entered the tournament, and that'll happen, And you win some games big, and they're starting to swing well. And tonight I think that you just saw that. I think you saw it yesterday, even though they didn't score a ton of runs yesterday. You could see they played with a lot more confidence, I thought, than they did in the Friday game.
Alex, program didn't make the postseason last year. Just getting back this year, I mean, that was obviously one of your goals. Just talk about your thoughts of the season and how it kind of played out.
Yeah, we set out goals, to host a regional, host a super regional, and before every year, and that's not something we were able to do this year, but we were able to make it to a regional. We had a lot of ups and downs this year. It was a year in the SEC, like every year is. But like I said, I couldn't be prouder of the way we played this weekend. Played against 2 really quality clubs in A&M and TCU. And I couldn't be prouder of the way we competed. We left everything we had out there, and that's all you can do.
Anything else? Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.